Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever. Last time out we built a train line. In fact, let me pull that train line up. This one right here from Chicago all the way up to Buffalo. So it did take the Chicago-Philadelphia line for half of it. Well, I'd say a bit more than half of it. It's just the last two cities that are left out, which is Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. And instead, it curves away upwards and towards Cleveland and then over into Buffalo. Obviously, we haven't got anything connected to Toronto as of yet, but just look at the way these towns are expanding. They are expanding incredibly quickly, incredibly rapidly, and I think it's going to make a few things difficult if we have to go ahead and demolish some of these things, which I think we might have to demolish some bits and bobs here and there. But I mean, that just looks absolutely stunning. I just hope the performance holds up on it. I was not expecting it to grow that quickly. I have nothing in the settings for it to grow that quickly, and I am almost 100% certain that this area here, Chicago, Rockford, Madison and Milwaukee, are all going to eventually end up merging into one. I'm pretty sure that if I was to do anything in Rockford, this is just going to grow out this way, this is going to grow this way. You can see that this is just growing further and further this way. So it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. I just hope that there is a little bit of a gap, but if there's not, if you just zoom in here, that is going to be one very interesting railway journey in and between the towns. So I am kind of looking forward to seeing that. Anyway, what we're going to do in this episode, well, the first thing I've noticed is that the likes of Cincinnati need another way across. We've obviously got the roads that go across here, but if you look at the way it's expanding along this side, we are going to have some sort of bridge going this way. So that's exactly what we're going to do to start this episode off. So large street selected, one building removed, that's okay. One building removed, that's also okay. And then we're going to see if we can create the rest of this. We will manage it, I promise you that. We're going to manage it somehow. There we go. Can we make it one lower? No. We can do that though. Which, I mean, that looks good. We're not going to have any more lines going through that, so there we go. That looks good to me. And then, should we do that, or should we give it further expansion? No, I kind of don't want it to expand anymore. I want it to stay around that area, so we're just going to do that to it. So there we go. So we've got another bridge now coming into Cincinnati. It's a fairly high bridge, but if you think about the size of the hill and everything, it's not really as high as it seems. Also, what I'm going to do, because I can, or I can't. Oh yes, I can. That's kind of not exactly how I want it. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to put something here, or at least block the AI from building here. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, they're not building up. Oops, hang on. They're not building up here for now, which is really nice. I'm glad they haven't gone around building up there. Kind of looks nice to have a hill like that. I like that idea of parks. Similarly, in Indianapolis, we've got the same sort of issue. So we're going to create another road, literally. We're going to create a road here first of all. Like so. Then we're going to see if we can build a bridge. Now see, I want a much bigger bridge than that. What I'm planning to do is, I'm planning on having, because we've got these other two rails that we might want to use, I'm trying to get myself enough space to be able to not only run those two rails, but also this road underneath. That looks okay. That will allow me to have the road underneath. And I will perhaps do that. We can even have more roads underneath here. Actually, that's a good one. That's a very good one. If I can just bring that back up to about there. So we can have one road underneath here, but we don't need any more. And then I will actually convert that into a just that section there, please, like so. Main road, main road, main road. Maybe that and that one. Actually, that one has to be a main road, doesn't it? There we go. And then I'll put the I think I want that bit better. So we'll try and make it straight a little bit there. Not as straight as I wanted it, but not every road in America is perfectly straight. We know that. It's straight. That's straight enough. Alright, so we've got that. Now, this is a main road as well, but if I do that to that, we've got this road here, we've got this road here. I will turn that into a main road. Bring that straight across like that, and then connect that straight like that, and then we'll connect this one. See, now we've got that sort of going like that, so I kind of want to have a similar design like that. That works for me. And then this road can actually go okay, that's not going so well. Okay, I should have probably built this road first. So we'll demolish that much of the bridge, build a road in, like so, and then put the bridge back in. There we go. That's not a problem at all. See, I like that about Transport Fever, the fact that you can actually do that. So I think that's actually quite good. There we go, and there's the road, and then suppose really we should have been curving that road to follow the railroad, but that's okay. Yes, I said railroad. This is in America, so I'm going to use some American terms. Obviously, in the UK we call it railways. Let's give that a quick save before I mess anything up. As you can see how early my first saves are. September 2016, way before the game even came out. I was testing it in September, and those are actually some pretty good saves. I may actually load one of them up to show you guys at some point in an extra video or something. Right, okay, so we've done that. Everything is okay in Chicago, I'm assuming. We've got the tunnel that goes underneath there. We've got no other way across, actually. We are going to have to work out some sort of way across again. That's going to be a tough one. We may have to demolish some houses just to build a bridge that goes across here, because we are definitely going to need that. Similar to this, I suppose. That's quite a high bridge. I do remember when I made that bridge, I did think it was quite high, but it looks like there are buildings in that building up on this side already. That's actually quite incredible. Okay, next up on today's task, I was thinking we should start by putting the station in Detroit. Now, looking at this, it's fairly flat, so you know what? Again, these things are going to annoy me. These have to be main. I think those are going to have to be main roads as well. So let's actually do that. Doesn't matter how many buildings are being removed at the moment. This whole inside route can be main roads like that, and then we'll say that one's a main road, that one going that way, and should we say this one as well? That one up to there. In fact, no, up to there. That can be a main road. This one here can be a main road. And let's make that one a main road. And this one a main road. Come on. Yes, I know 6 buildings will be removed. I'm counting on it. There we go. That's all the main roads I think we should need. In Detroit, everything else can be Secondary roads, right, great. Or smaller roads, not secondary roads. Anyway, I should have really put tram tracks on these, because obviously we are going to start using trams at some point. In fact, I still have to get the buses in. I haven't forgotten that comment about buses. I will be putting them in, but the thing is, there's just so much to do right now. Okay, right. Where are we going to put the station in Detroit? Now, I was thinking of having the station sort of here, and then immediately swinging back out. I don't know. I mean, that seems like somewhere where it would come in fairly handy. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. So we set our station for our 360 meter station. We're going to give it some curvature. Let's give it curvature in the opposite direction so we can swing it around this way. And now you see that's too big. That's still too big. Unless we were to give it a sharp curvature in the other direction and try and sort of stick it in like that. Now that's not too bad an idea if we were to stick it in sort of like that. I mean, it's immediately swinging out towards Grand Rapids, but no, we do want it to swing the other way, don't we? We want it to be swinging that way. That's where we want it to be going. Right. I could always take that road back, put the station there. That's always a possibility. I mean, that's not too far out from the city centre. Yes, I think I'll do that. Right. Okay, so let's have a look at the actually where... Yeah, it's near the housing as well, so at least we can have the housing build up. So if we take out that road, then put this station in. Now, the way I want this station is going to be sort of like that. No, better like that. Okay. Yep, that looks okay. Or can I? See, the other option is putting it like that. What I would have really liked is that we could have a straight entrance one way and then curving around. But I don't think we've got that possibility. What if I was to do a curvature of one only? That might do the trick, actually. So I will use that, and I will go sort of here. Yep, let's do that. Let's upgrade that to give ourselves the number of tracks that we want. Right, how many tracks do we want for this? 4 or 6? I'm going to go with 6 tracks here, because I think we might be able to make use of those. At the same time, it looks like we're going to need to demolish this entire area and that house right there. Then we'll make a large street that sort of goes like that. We'll then have a medium street that connects this up, and we'll put the bus station, the all-important bus station, in right here. Okay. Now, looking at that, that then tells me that this road needs to be... that road is... oh, that section is wide enough. Okay, that's fine. Then I probably want to do... now, this is the difficult part. So if I demolish that section there, we'll curve this around. Not as much as the rail. We're sort of swinging it in towards the rail, and then connect that up like so. That will allow some building, so people can build in that area, and that area. Right, okay. We've done that. Now we need to see where these tracks need to connect. So we've got this route to Hamilton, Toronto. Let's do a straight line. And ooh, don't do that. That's what we've got. Okay, what does that look like for me? Actually, it looks perfect. that looks exactly how I'd want it. It stays flat through almost everything. There's a little bit of a crevice there, a little bit of a bump and a dip there. But for essentially, that's perfect. What I'm going to do though is I'm not going to hook that onto this line, because I'm going to hook it onto that one. The first two lines are going somewhere else. The first two lines are going directly to Buffalo. I'm quite happy about that. I mean, despite that little bit here, that's not much at all. I feel like I should take that. I really feel like I should take that, so I am. That was too easy. That was just too easy, that was. Right, and we'll just do a follow along and see if we can get the same line in. There we go. That's that one in. So now we've got Toronto and Detroit connected. What we need to do is we need to work out how we're going to connect. So if we were to, let's see, come out of this station and see if we can join up to this track, keeping the speed up. Yep, that kept the speed up. Great. Alright. Now the question is, should I run this as 2 or 4? See, the problem is, right, someone gave me a very good explanation actually about railroads in America, how they run, you know, your freight and passengers are running on the same lines, all alongside each other, this side and the other. It's exactly the same in the UK. The problem is, with the scale of the map, the scale of the way things are, I tried to make it as big as possible. If I was to do this, essentially I would want this to just be 2-track. That should just be 2-track and splitting to 4 to 6-track just before here. But if I were to do that, what would happen is that all the trains will get clogged up on this section, because even if we're going to have, say, 5 trains running between there and there, they're just going to be constantly clogged up in one direction. So it's not, unfortunately, that's not feasible. I wish it was. What I am going to try and do though, I'm going to try and run freight alongside these to have some resemblance to what it should be. Right. Essentially, I'm looking for something like that. So we've got a bit of a bump here, which we can actually see the contour lines, actually. So if I try and make that go upwards, like that, still going to cut a little bit, can't do anything about it. Okay, and then we need to see this section having 2 is fine. No, thank you. Keep that nice and flat. Yes, I'll take that. I'll take that one. One, and then there should be another one just here. That looks good to me. Okay, so that means that we have Detroit now connected, which is a perfect way to end this episode, actually. We've managed to get bridges over Indy, we've managed to get bridges over Cincinnati, we've managed to put a station in Detroit, we've managed to... yeah, lots of good things have happened here. Lots and lots of good things, and we've managed to connect it up to both Toronto and to Buffalo. I mean, just take a look at that. That's a nice junction. I mean, ideally, there's even more that's got to go on here. For example, just to give you an example, this needs to be able to, not like that. this needs to be able to cross over onto this track, for example, and so on and so forth. So that needs to be able to cross back and forth as well. But that brings me to the end of this episode. Let's take the screenshot for the episode, which is definitely going to be over here. That looks good to me. About there, that looks good. Screenshot taken. Right, thank you very much for watching. If you're on YouTube, please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think of what I'm doing so far. Any ideas you may have. All that sort of fantastic stuff. I don't know whether I'm going to be uploading this to Twitch. It's kind of I'm not getting the views on Twitch, and it's a very long upload process on Twitch. It takes a long time, and it's just wasting a lot of time. Internet bandwidth and so on and so forth. It's just not feasible unless I get unless you guys do leave it in the comments of YouTube saying, well, you would want to watch this on Twitch, or you think people would want to watch this on Twitch, in which case I will continue uploading these on Twitch. Last but not least, do support my Patreon scheme. Link to that is in the description box below, with things that are going on YouTube, ad revenues down, all that sort of stuff. I think it's really important for me to be saying this, and do please support me on Patreon. I would really appreciate it, and all it's going to allow me to do is make a living out of this, sustain myself, and just allow me to create more and more videos for you guys, hopefully that you will enjoy day and night. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.